Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful afternoon. And I hope you guys are going out and having some fun, getting out of the house if you can. Have some fun, go fishing, go golfing, whatever you guys do, just get out of the house instead of sitting at home. But I'm glad you're watching the show today. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Check the website, TonyOMusic.com. And you also call it 847-769-8609 to book a show. And every show is dedicated to the first responders, but mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show. Today is Thursday, July 26th. And we got a good one for you. My good friend John Guarini will be on talking about his groups and everything, musical stuff that he does. Plus, he's got a very special fundraiser that we're doing for one of our very own, one of our own entertainers in the Chicagoland area, concert for Kramer. And we'll talk more about that. That's going to be happening on August 18th at Shanahan's in Woodridge. A lot of great entertainers will be playing there, and we'll do the right thing. So I hope you guys can help with that. We'll talk more about that, but it's showtime. So let's go to work. Thank you, Dino Manzella from Seventh Heaven, for that incredible, great intro, man. You did a great job with that. Guys, it's Ocean's Pit. A lot of good things happening, and I hope you guys are just going out and supporting local establishments, live entertainment, buy local, shop local. Let's get right to speaking of supporting local establishments. What about our sponsors, the great Ace Hardware? Ace is the place. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. 50% off all lawn and garden decor. 40% off all outdoor decorative chimes, patio sets on sale. Lowest price of the season. Also, the Norridge and the Des Plaines store have a licensed and insured handyman. So you can't beat that for our good friends from Ace Hardware. Also, tune up that lawnmower for $105 plus parts and take advantage of the auto key program in all their stores. They program and car cut keys up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit their helpful hub to speak to a certified team member. That is Ace is the place. And don't forget, tell them to grill your Ace off and get $20 off any grill purchase. That's Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. And keep it in the mode for all your real estate needs. If you want to do it right, you got to go with my good friend, Mary Grievous, folks. It's very, very simple. Mary Grievous. That's right. The perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. She'll be able to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. That's Mary Grievous at mgrievousstarkre.com, or give her a call at 630-688-1725. You gotta love it, our good friend Mary Grievous. And when you're talking about Mary, not only does she do real estate, she also works for NTD Vacations. That means it's the Chicago Music Cruise 2025. And look at the bottom of the screen there, folks. You missed the one in January. Don't miss the one in March. March 22nd to March 30th. The Who's will be on this ship. First of all, it's the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, the Oasis of the Seas, March 22nd to March 30th, 2025. It's going to be 8 days spring break instead of the one we did in January. It was only 7 days. This is a different ship. It's going to be Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be Carousel. It's going to be Aruba and Coco Key, Bahamas. And the lineup is Tony Ocean and the whole main event band. Ron Starr will be there as well. How about our good friends from Mojo's Jukebox, my rock band, which will be playing this Saturday at Dirty Nelly's in Palatine. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. How about Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez from GCI spinning all your hits? The Jersey Girls will be there. Hillbilly Rock Stars, the #1 country band in the city of Chicago, and the ringleaders themselves, Seventh Heaven. All of us on one ship for 8 days. Call Mary at 630-688-1725. Tell them Tony O will send you, or go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com and tell them Tony Ocean sent you. It's that simple, folks. You got to have a little fun on the sun, in the water, on the ocean. I'm excited. It's our second one. We already got another one planned for January of 2026. So it's just a lot of fun. So I hope you guys can join us on there. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. All right, let's just get, just want to say, well, thank you everyone who showed up last night to Positano's in Oak Brook. Wow, it was a who's. A lot of people showed up. All great singers were there. I appreciate, first of all, Bill and Frank and the staff. They do an incredible job there. But I want to happy birthday to Donnie Morrison, 65 years old, brother. Lisa P, of course, Jerry Jams, Felix Greco, Louis Pipes, Kim Peterson, LaFew, Ron Starr. So there was a lot of entertainers there yesterday. Thank you so much for stopping by. But also thank you, Nina and Debbie and everybody, Sal and the crew, Joey Spins, Danny Nozak, everybody, and Dina. It was just a lot of fun. And we love that place. Now, tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. That's an 8 o'clock hit with the Professor Daryl Armenstad. And Saturday, that's right, Dirty Nellies with Mojo's Jukebox, rock and roll music. We start at 9 o'clock. Opening for the show will be Small Town, which is a tribute to John Cougar Mellencamp. And they go on at 7 o'clock. So that's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday, folks. A lot of good stuff coming up, and we will talk more about that. But we're going to bring up our guest in just a few seconds, my good buddy John Guarini, who's working his ass off. This man, boy, I respect the man that goes out there and shows his craft to people. He does an incredible job with all the bands that he has. Retrospect, Ebony and Ivory, he's with the Crystal Knievel Band. And he was also still with Double Trouble, but of course his musician partner, Robert Kramer, had an accident back in May of the 20th of May, a big, bad car accident, folks. Vertebrae on his neck, on his skull. It's just he's trying to rehab, get himself up again, so he can come back and perform again. Trying to live life again. But they're going to do a big benefit coming up on August 18th at Shanahan's in Woodridge. Now that's 1999 75th Court or 75th Street in Woodridge. It's going to happen from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 6. And a lot of great entertainers will be there, folks. They're going to have money so they can raise to help Robert get the stuff that he needs. When you're a musician, a full-time musician, and you get something happens to you before the summer season starts, I mean, that's busy season, and can't do anything. You still got bills. You're a full-time entertainer here. It's much different when we're full-time entertainers than when we have jobs and then do it on the weekend, which is nothing wrong with that. But the point I'm trying to say is this was his living, and now he's out of the caboose for a while. So hopefully we can help him out, raise some money for him. So because they need some stair lifts in his home because his studio and everything is on the second floor. And so they're going to try to raise some money for that. So I hope you guys can join us on that. And we'll be bringing in John to talk about it and his career as well after we get this one more sponsor, folks. Yeah, let's not forget Gorelli Pavement Services. That's right. It's very simple, folks. You got to love family-owned and operated. Their service includes Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana. They specialize in parking lots. They do both asphalt and concrete work. They do repairs, replacement, seal coating, crack filling, and lot painting. They're a 5-star rating, folks. Call to speak to a knowledgeable representative at 815-271-5835 or go to GorelliPavementServices.com. Let's not also forget our good friends from Jack Vena Landscaping, folks. Jack Vena Landscaping, bush trimming, spring and fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They also offer plant design service and installation, and they've been servicing the North Shore for 44 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266 and tell him Tony O sent you. All right. So, actually, I said I love having guests on. We had Felix Greco on Wednesday. Of course, my lovely wife on Thursdays. Great seeing Carol Brandolino last night. Also, Louis Pipes is in the house. It was just one fun excitement of a great gig that we do one Thursday a month there in Oak Brook. Jill, how you doing? We have Nashville in the house, Arizona. Kathy Eppolito, look forward to seeing you tonight. I got a reservation for you guys at Chicago Prime for 4 Lake Geneva. How you guys all doing? It's a great day today. All right, so without any further ado, I think it's time to bring on John. So let's bring on a guy who has been performing for many years with his craft in a lot of different great bands. And it's good. So I'm excited to have him on. A good guy, ladies and gentlemen, John Greeny. Johnny, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Mo, how you doing, buddy?
Good, pal. Thanks for being on. And, thanks for what you do, man. You're out there hustling all the time with all your groups and busting your butt out there, which, like I said, I admire for what you do. Retrospective, of course, Ebony and Ivory, Kristen Knievel band. What's the difference if people want to come out and see, when they see the band, when they see what you're doing, John? What's the difference? What do they get with Retrospective compared to Ebony and Ivory?
Well, retrospective features Gianna Casale, and it's more. We do some swing, Motown, some of the '80s, but we do a lot more of the current stuff as well, like the Bruno Mars, Dua Lipa, that kind of stuff. So she's able to pull that stuff off. So it gives a little bit of a different vibe, different feel, different show,
Sure.
basically. Ebony and Ivory is Michael Moses, and he does the singing with Motown. We same thing '80s. We do some Bruno Mars, but he does. He not only does he sing, but he has a percussion kit that he brings out. He plays acoustic guitar and he also plays sax. So that's a completely different show as well. So yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And then of course,
I also have a trio called Triplicity, which has both Gianna and Michael. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds in a trio.
Well, actually, in one night, if something happens, you can still cover everything, all 3 bands, all at one time. And then, of course, you also play with Kristen Knievel in the band. That's more rock and roll stuff, right? More hard rock stuff.
Yeah, that's more stuff geared to like what her dad and her grandfather listened to, or what she grew up listening to with them, and a lot of the songs that they had played during their warm ups or during their jumps, that kind of stuff, and obviously stuff that she likes to perform as well, and I have a little bit of input as well too. But yeah,
very good. And double treble. Well, what is that?
Yeah,
what is that? What kind of music?
That's my dueling pianos act, and that it encompasses pretty much anything and everything. We have a select songs that we play. The typical. Sweet Caroline and Piano Man and that kind of stuff that we get a lot of requests for that are already on our song list. But we take all requests, and if we kind of know it, we'll try it, we'll play it. Our thing is, if we know it, we'll play it once, and if we don't know it, we'll play it twice, so we won't ask for it again.
Say what? Good.
But we also invite the audience to come up and sing with us. So if they have a song request that they want, and they want to sing with us, or they want us to sing with them, and we'll back them up, or however, and it works really well with songs that we don't know. We just have them come up and sing it, and I'll find the chord chart and I'll just play along with them. That's fine.
So you can't beat that, John. John Greeny. If Johnny, let's get where were you born, buddy?
I was actually born on a naval base in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and then my dad was in Vietnam in the Navy, and moved to the Illinois area in when I was 2, I believe. So yeah, I've been here since I was 2.
God bless you, man. And you were a veteran, so thank you for your services, for what you've done for our country. Where did you serve and what did you do?
I served over during the Gulf War. stationed in Saudi Arabia, and we stationed with the 1st Infantry Division, and we actually went in through Iraq and was supposed to go into Kuwait, but I didn't quite make it there because I actually got injured. So shrapnel from, I guess what they would call now an IED, but it was a landmine. A buddy of mine, he stepped on it and he didn't make it, and I got hit. And the only thing I remember is just searing pain, and then next thing I woke up in the hospital. So yeah, no fun.
John, let me ask you something. Didn't imagine what you went through even before the whole mine thing. I mean, just going down there to fight for our country, which it seems like a lot of people just don't want to even talk about stuff like that. And what happened with our country? What was that feeling like when you first when you first got involved and you went in? Was your family involved? What made you want to get into that?
I wanted to do something that meant something, and I wanted to do something for my country. And at that time, it was the late '80s, and I thought I was going to go over there and I was going to be Rambo, and I was going to I was going to kick some ass and take some names.
Right.
But yeah, landed over there. It was hot, dry, and you're with all your battle buddies, and you're feeling high as a kite, and you're like, yeah, let's go get them, And but once the shit hit the fan, and you see puffs of sand that are coming up in front of you, and that those are bullets that are aimed for you, and it's like a switch like that. This is for real. This isn't a movie or a video game. This is for real. And then it's like complete focus. It's tunnel vision. You have your mission, you have your assignment, and that's all you're focused on is getting your assignment done and hopefully make it out of there alive. That's it.
What was the feeling like with your other soldiers? You guys all believed it was the right thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, we thought, with Iraq taking over Kuwait, and we were trying to liberate them, and that was our thing. Let's go kick them out of there, and yeah, I mean, it was total camaraderie, total brotherhood, and didn't matter where you came from, didn't matter what color you were, didn't matter what religion you were, nothing mattered other than I got your back and you have my back, that's it.
John, how long were you there for?
Let's help each other get out.
Yeah, how long were you there for? How long were you there for?
In the service or over there?
Yeah, all together.
Well, I got out after 3.5 years, because at that time it was during the downsizing of the military, and they were offering incentives for you to get out of your enlistment early, a bonus. And at that time, I'd gone through a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'll take it. I'm out.
Sure, right, exactly.
But yeah, I was over there about 9 months. So,
Johnny, if you didn't get hurt and they didn't try to cut the, like you said, let people leave early and stuff, would you have stayed on?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I got injured and I recovered, I had the option of either getting out, or if I wanted to stay in, I couldn't. I could stay in a role that wasn't dangerous. Not a non-combative role. So one of the options I was given, which I had no idea until I was given that option, was to join the band. And at that time, I was an accomplished trumpet player, Not only did I play keys, but I played trumpet. And
Right.
so I auditioned and passed the audition, and they said, okay, you can either go to, I think it was in Alabama, or I can go to Hawaii, or I can go to Japan. I'm like, I'm not going
Well,
to
that
Alabama.
wasn't a hard choice, right?
It was a toss up of Hawaii or Japan. Like, I might be able to go to Hawaii, but I don't know if ever in my lifetime I go to Japan.
Go
So
to Japan,
I
right?
chose Japan, and I was stationed there for 2 years.
Wow, how cool. Now, John, what was it like when you knew you were going to go in? Did you get the support? What did your mom, your parents, what did your family say? John, you sure you want to do this? It must have been a little difficult choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, my parents weren't too thrilled with it, but I mean, they supported me. Um, and it was very, very hard on my mother when I left. Having her see me get on the bus, and it was it was devastating. So, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, I mean, it can, but you know what? They got to be awfully proud of you and for what you've done for your country, which is fantastic. John Guarini, folks, here on Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, talking about John's career, but also what he's actually also here for is a big concert benefit called Concert for Kramer, 2 to 6 on August 18th. Tell us a little bit about Robert, the musician and the man.
Yep, he's my dueling partner with Double Trouble, and we've been playing together for probably 6-7 years now as with the Dueling Pianos act. It's been very popular. Summer is our busiest season. We're just typically just booked to the gills with shows. And like I said, we do practically anything. Bob, we switch back and forth. Bob has his own stuff that he does, like he does like the Pink Floyd, and he does the Beatles, and he does some of the older tunes.
Yeah, right,
And
right.
I'll do like the classic rock in the '80s and the Bruno Mars and stuff. Although
Yeah.
he has a gag where he does Lady Gaga with the wig and all that stuff. So yeah, it gets a little crazy sometimes. But
Well, John,
yeah,
there's got to
he's a
be a
really
time.
good guy.
Yeah, there's got to be a time though when you guys come up to you and they ask for certain songs, and you and Robert look at each other and like, oh, what the fuck, right? We have to, but right? I mean, there's got to be at least 10 of those songs on your
Oh,
list.
brother, it's every show, and it seems like, hey, can you play Baby Got Back? I'm like, are you kidding?
Really? You get that kind
Seriously?
of stuff? Holy
Oh,
cow.
all the time. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You know,
Oh my
I
God.
mean, come on.
Oh
But we'll do it. We'll do it.
yeah, I know you got to do it, but there, I mean, do you have a personal
Okay.
favorite, John? You have a
Um,
personal favorite?
Personal song that I play.
Yeah, that you like it when it comes on the list. You go, I'm looking forward to sing this song.
There's a bunch of them. I like um, when I like "Feeling All Right" by Joe Cocker. That's a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah.
Another one that we do that actually Bob wrote a song. It's called "Just Another Piano Man," and it's kind of a takeoff of Billy Joel's "Piano Man." But he
Okay.
wrote it. It's about um, the experiences as a piano man playing in venues,
Okay.
and I love playing that one. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. It's something original. Johnny, tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about Concert for Kramer. What's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, so Scott Concert for Kramer is a fundraiser that I came up with that I'm going to have over at Shanahan's in Woodridge, and the owner Rich Moore is gracious to offer his space for us to hold the fundraiser, and he's offering a buffet of food that's going to be for people too. So it's a $25 donation to get in. But
Okay.
that $25 includes the food and the music entertainment. There is a cash bar. He's got to be able to make something. So
Sure,
we're going
right.
to do
So
a cash bar.
does the $25 all go to Robert for
Every single penny goes to Bob. So all that $25, every single $25 that comes in goes to Bob. There will be a 50-50 raffle that will be sponsored by the Woodridge Rotary. So they're going to put up that as well. So big thanks to them for doing that. But yeah, I have from 2 to 6, I have Ebony and Ivory, a retrospect. I have Kristen coming in with members of our Knievel Daredevil band. They're going to do some tunes. I have Ron Starr's going to come and do some stuff. A bunch of great musicians that have offered their services to perform during that time slot. So yeah, I know it's I wanted to do something, and it's the least I could. It's the least I could do to try to help Bob out. I mean, he'll give the shirt off of his back, and he has. He's actually literally giving me the shirt off his back.
Well, this is what we're saying, folks. It's important to do this, what we can, to always support our fellow entertainers, but for our fellow friends. He doesn't have to be an entertainer. You know me, guys, on this show, we push whatever it is. When somebody goes down, you got to be able to help them up. And this is what we can do. When we're entertainers, what you do, you sing, you play, you perform, you do what you have to do for people, which I think is important. There is a GoFundMe page also, folks, and we'll post that on the thing on our page so you guys can get onto that. It is going to be August 18th, again, from 2 to 6 at Shanahan's in Woodridge. That's 1999 75th Street in Woodridge, Illinois. Of course, Concert for Kramer. That's Robert Kramer, the other partner in Double Trouble, the Dueling Pianos Act, which is very popular and that kind of stuff. So, and I know, so how is Robert doing right now after the accident? This happened in May 20th of this year. So how is he doing?
He's recovering now. He's doing pretty well. He had, as you mentioned, he had a fracture to a C1 vertebrae. So that got broke, as well as his hip socket, his right hip socket, that's broken. So he had a little situation where he was having numbness and and tingling in his fingers. So they went in and did surgery to repair the neck, and since that was a few weeks ago, and he's got all the feeling in his fingers, so he's on cloud 9 right now because he can use his fingers now. That's what he does.
Right. So it's an improvement. And this happened from a car accident, correct, John?
Yeah, he got hit. He got hit while going straight at an intersection. A car turned, and it hit him full on. I guess it spun the car and went over a curb and down a ditch. And it was bad. So
it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. You know what I mean? So
we're thankful. We're thankful he's here.
Yeah, absolutely. John, also, when we get off the show, that the flyer and everything that you sent me, can you make sure that you tag my page so I can make sure?
I definitely will. Yeah.
Tag me so people are definitely interested. It's going to be a good thing, man. August 18th at Shanahan's in Woodridge, 1999 75th Street in, like I said, Woodridge, Illinois, from 2 to 6, 50-50, $25 goes in there, folks. All the money goes for Robert Kramer, folks, and also the GoFundMe page. Whatever we can do, it's very, very important, and that's
everybody
great.
Everybody that goes in, I'm going to give them one of these double treble pins, which gives them an official double treble maker.
See that?
Yep.
So it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. Yeah, man. I love what you do, John. It's great. What do you got else? I mean, what do you do on your free time? People ask me that all the time, Johnny. What do you actually do when you're down? Now, first of all, you're married, right? How many children? 2?
Yes. No, I got 4 kids.
4 kids. Okay, so we're right there. We're both married. I got 5. You got 4. What's it like? Yeah. What does your wife say when, John, you're out again another night? You're gonna miss this party? What happens?
If there's a rare Saturday or Friday that I'm off, she's like, "How come you're not gigging?" So no, I mean it's I gotta hand it to her, and I told everybody this, that I nominate her for sainthood because she has to put up with my schedule. I don't know if of anybody that would, other than my wife and your wife, would put up with our schedules, because there's no weekends, and sometimes there's no weekdays. So we we just work well that way. I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe she really doesn't like me. She likes when I'm gone.
My
I
wife
don't
is
know.
happy. John, my wife is happy when I leave the house. Oh, really?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm going camping this weekend.
Yeah.
I am going to the Dells for Sunday through Tuesday, coming home Wednesday. So, but oh, really? Well, that's fantastic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But I
But
mean, when I'm on my free time, I spend as much time with my family as I can. My son
yeah,
is in hockey, which is why I gig so much because hockey's so freaking expensive. But
sure.
I try to make as many games as I can. Um, my wife is always there. We've made a commitment that one of us is going to be at his games. So when he looks up at the stands, he's going to see at least one of us there, or both of us.
Right,
But
right, right.
I try to make as many games as I can, and in my other free time, if you want to call it, I'm cooking. So I'm either grilling or cooking for the family, and that's my thing. That's kind of like my stress reliever. I love to cook.
There you go. Okay, so something. So that's what you do on your free time. When was the last vacation you and your wife had?
Well, we've never had a vacation with just the two of us. Never. It's always
Okay,
been with the
all right,
kids. So,
all right.
but our last vacation was in June, where we went to Myrtle Beach, and we went there for about a week. So, but yeah, still waiting to have just the two of us. That'd be nice.
Yeah, Johnny, I know that feeling, my friend. I think we just went on a date twice in 5 years. So I know what you're saying. It's not an easy thing when you have a family and everything that
Well,
you're doing. Yeah,
that's one thing is I try to do is you got to try to schedule. You can't just kind of on a whim. We got to schedule a date night, and we try to do it at least once a month if we can.
yeah.
But if we don't, it's that could cause problems. It could get stale. So we try to schedule at least a date night a month or every other month or something. So
Well, John, the thing
we
the
can have
thing
that
is
time.
with you, yeah. Well, the thing is with you also. Same thing with me. Now, when you do get
Mhm.
a date night and you're going out with the wife, you're gonna. I mean, where are you going? You're not gonna go to the places that you play at, right? You're gonna go. You're gonna try new
No,
shit, or do you actually go where you hang out at, where you perform at?
no, we go to different restaurants in the area. I mean, every once in a while we might go to a place with live music, but
Yeah,
but you see, I do like to go see live music because
yeah,
I never get to see it. I'm always playing,
yeah.
so
I know that
it's
feeling. Right?
it'd be great to go see some of my musician friends in their element, and rather than just see them on Facebook or whatever, I'd like to actually see them.
Well, you know what? It was also nice when we bumped into each other. You had a Wednesday night off, and you came out. We came out to
Yeah,
Capri and Burr Ridge. I mean, now in Willow Springs, and
yep,
that was cool, man. You know what I mean? That, and sometimes I think I came out to see you guys once for a little bit before I went to work.
yeah.
When you're up in that area, I'll always try to stop by. But you know what? It's great what you do, John. What do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, working a lot less. Um,
Yeah,
but probably still doing it. I mean, I love to play. It's my passion. Um, I don't necessarily like the business end of it. Is with the business, Guarini Music Productions is my business, and um, I wear all the hats. So I'm the marketing guy. I'm the social media guy. I'm
same thing.
accounts
Same
payable,
thing.
accounts receipt,
Yeah.
everything. So it's tough. But I'd rather just go out and play. It'd be nice.
Well, you know what? That's great. Do you ever any original stuff? Do you write your own stuff too, John?
I do write some stuff. I never put it out publicly. It's
Okay.
I don't know. It's stuff that's been private to me, and it's just um, I kind of play and doodle and do things as a stress reliever. Also, that kind of helps me through rough times. And there's stuff I've written, kind of sappy stuff like for my wife and stuff like that. But
Sure, sure, right, right. Well, you know what?
yeah,
Some people you might want to throw one or two of those songs into your acts, because
yeah,
it tells you a lot about yourself. They all know Yeah, and these are all the songs you're playing. What about what's John like? You know what I mean? What's him like? And
Yeah.
hey, there's one of my own songs, and you never know. Someone might pick that up and like listening to it and release it, and people might, buy it. I mean, whatever it is, you can't beat that. It's something that you do. Johnny, if you mind sticking around with us, or do you have to cut off?
Oh yeah. No,
You
I'm
might
good. I'll
you
stick
know
around.
what? We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go to some different topics, and John's gonna be my co-host for the next 20 minutes or so. All right, good. So let's get right to another sponsor. How about Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois? Buy local, shop local, and Mike and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs. Go to crashchampions.com. And one more, let's get Deutsch Power Center. It sounds like an info commercial, but anyway, folks, Deutsch Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois, servicing the construction and diesel industry last 100 years. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. Guys, all these local companies that support this show will always help you guys out. They give you great deals when you do call and say you want to use these people. They're great companies. They've been around for many, many, many years, and they've been taking care of neighborhoods and helping people. So that's good. All right. So let's see what we got here. International Tequila Day. Are you a drinker, John?
Not heavy. I mean, I drink on occasion, but yeah, not that much of a drinker.
What is your poison when you do go out and have a cocktail?
When I do go out, I like to have. I'm old school. I go with Southern Comfort and 7-Up.
There you
That's
go.
my drink.
All right. Okay, you gotta love that. All right, Sue. So national, very good. What do we got here? Bands. This came up on our page. A couple of people asked me. Now there's bands out there. We're talking about popular groups that are out, and some of them don't even have the original members still in the band. I mean, Leonard Skinner has nobody from the band. And then you look at people like Styx; they might have one or two. And there's a band Sweet, which I love out of in the '70s. But out of Europe, there's only one original guy. But there's one that's touring the Midwest. None of them have been in the band. They just bought the license to use the name. What do you think about that, Johnny? When you go paying hard money to go see a band, and you go see the Guess Who, and Burton Cummings isn't there, does that bother you at all?
A little bit, because you feel gypped, because you're paying money to see the band. You know, it may sound like it. And like Journey. People go see Journey. I can't go see them without Steve Perry. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, that's one of the things we were talking about. I agree. And then Arnell guy is real good, but you know who sings a lot of the songs?
Yeah.
Well, he's fantastic, but you know who sings a lot of the songs? Dean, the drummer. The drummer's singing a lot of the tunes because Arnell doesn't have that falsetto.
I don't think I'd ever go see Queen with Adam Lambert. It's just not the same.
It's not without Freddie Mercury. Right. So I don't know. I mean, when you're paying big money, I mean, I know Queen even went out at one time with Paul Rogers, was singing from Free and Bad Company, and they were doing both their hits, and he was doing Queen songs. It just didn't sound right to me, but I still went. Or when I seen the Cars with Todd Rundgren came in and took spot for Rick Ocasek. It was okay, but it wasn't like that. But I think people are getting cheated that way. But I guess if you're a fan, I guess you don't care, right?
Well, an exception would be like Foreigner.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the guy's really good. I mean, he hits the parts, he hits the notes, and I don't know. He puts on a show too, so it's
Kelly,
I'll give an exception to that, but
Kelly something. But remember, he's been with the band for a long time, I guess they just did their They just did their farewell thing, and I guess Lou Gramm did join them on stage with Mick Jones, which was very cool seeing that, and interesting stuff. What else we got here? John Guarini with us, folks. A lot of great bands in the city of Chicago. He's playing all over the place. What are we talking about? New Coke. Have you heard about this? New Coke. Green. It's a green can. It says New Coca-Cola. Weed, smokes, Coca-Cola, Coke is good with weed. It's a brand new Coca-Cola now. It's a green can with weed on it, and now they're trying to sell Coca-Cola and weed together. See, now here's the thing that gets me, John. They put all this shit out. Remember, you do have children. People have younger kids. And when they throw all this stuff out, this is Coca-Cola is a big marketed company. I mean, what do you tell? How old are your kids now?
Well, like I said, I have four. My oldest, she's 20. My son, he just turned 16 in April, and then I have two younger daughters that are 12 and 10.
Okay, 12 and 10. I mean, that's what I mean. That's when they're already very intelligent, but they're asking all these different questions. With everything that's going on right now in this crazy world, John, I know we're both on the same political view, but I mean, God, what do you see a future for the kids and the grandkids? I mean, we won't be here to see. We won't be able to. I mean, we're gonna see some of the stuff, but I mean, what's your whole outtake on everything right now?
It's very, it's a slippery slope right now, and we need to gain our footing as a society real quick. Otherwise, we're going down the ice slope, and there's no stopping it. It's scary.
It's very scary, and I know everybody's saying what the two people that were running, of course, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, they're too old. We need some new people. We need some young people. I don't know if anybody really wants the job. I mean, is there anybody out there? I mean, now they got Kamala coming out of nowhere, which I don't understand. She has no political anything. I have more political than she does, and we know how she got to the top of that job. But I don't understand it. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, when you're interviewing for a job, you kind of look at the resume. Just any job, right? Any job you go to, you have your resume and you look at your what you've done in the past, and what's your record. And her job was to secure the border.
Absolutely.
So I don't think she did very well at that. That's just my opinion.
She didn't do good at all.
But,
yeah.
No,
you're being nice there. Yeah, but right. Yeah.
So given that, and she was a prosecutor and state's attorney, and she held positions of power. She's holding positions of power right now. Just because you've held positions of power, and just because you're of different ethnicities, and just because you're a different gender, although does that really go with the climate these days? They're saying, well, she's a woman. Well, okay, then tell me what a woman is, because nobody can seem to give that definition these days. So it's kind of changed the outlook of everything, supposedly, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
She's a woman who's African American or Jamaican.
She's Jamaican and Indian. She's not Native American.
Indian.
I mean, she's not African American at all.
Right. So,
yeah.
But I mean, are those her credentials? I mean, well, if it's DEI, then then you can hire based off of that. But I would choose to hire off of what have you done? What's your what are your accomplishments? So
what have you done for me lately, or what have you done in your past? You're absolutely right, John. It makes a lot of sense.
Did you see where she kicked off her campaign with RuPaul?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, come on.
I thought it was an SNL skit.
Yeah, I thought it was an SNL skit. Yeah, I like that. That was good. I don't know what she's thinking, and I think I'm concerned a little bit, because I think the people that were undecided now, they might. But I do like what former President Donald Trump was doing. He kind of keeping his cool, mouth wise a little bit. I'm thinking I think after he got the shot, after they shot him, attempted assassination. It seemed like he kind of humbled a little bit. His look is a little different, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that changed real quick because he's going to be a hard ass again. He's going to be a hard
Yeah,
ass.
he's got to be. He's got to be a little of a hard ass. Let's talk about some good stuff too as well. Karen Swanson, a former WWL TV news anchor, arrived at the Winn-Dixie grocery store to do some shopping. She spotted Dylan McCormick, a 90-year-old Air Force veteran, pushing shopping carts outside in the heat. She approached him and found out he was how does he doing this, what he does to make ends meet. He's been pushing carts for 23 years. He's a 90-year-old Air Force veteran. So Karen started a GoFundMe page with 24 hours donated more than $244,000. And here we go back to John, you being a veteran. What has happened to this country and why are we not taking care of our veterans? If this news lady didn't come around, this guy was pulling, nobody, man, at 90 years old should be pushing carts in the heat.
Especially a veteran.
Especially a veteran.
It's truly sad. Because, I mean, not just me, but everybody that has volunteered to serve and to basically give their life if needed for this country. And what do they get in return for it? They're more concerned about making sure people in Ukraine are okay. They're making sure that the people that are coming across the border illegally, making sure they're okay and they're set up in hotels and they get credit cards and they get a driver's license and make sure that they're able to vote. But for veterans, we get crumbs.
It's a sad thing, and it really is. After everything the veterans have done, and it's been happening for a while. The veterans have got some bad stuff for many, many years. It's just not new right now. It's been going on bad. Here's another.
VA's been awful until recently. When the whole scandal with the VA.
Yeah,
and they've improved a little bit, but still nowhere near where they need to be.
Absolutely. I totally agree. How about this? Another thing. Chuck Norris, remember, for a film star, action star, resigns as honorary Scoutmaster. They lost their way. A lot of people talking about the Boy Scouts, and things are changing over there. Almost, I don't know if it's for
not Boy Scouts anymore. It's just the Scouts.
What? I'm sorry. What, John?
It's no longer called the Boy Scouts. It's called the Scouts.
Okay. Now, why is that?
Because they include girls now. So it's not just the Boy Scouts because you're leaving the girls out. So instead of calling it Boy Scouts, they're just calling it the Scouts.
And they didn't think about that when they first started it years ago. I mean, it's just the way things are changing. The way things are changing. Disney, the way it's changing. It's really scary. I mean, we can go for a whole show on that alone. What's happened with that? And it's just sad. Like I said, it's the younger generation here, and a lot of people, I know, they're responding with Trump and this, and we need Trump back. I believe, my opinion is, we get Trump back for 4 years just to get us back to some sort of normalcy. Let's get the borders closed. Let's open up the pipelines. Let's get the inflation down. Let's get gas down. Let's get like it was back before the flu in 2020, whatever you want to call it. We need to get it back like that. And then we need somebody in. What do you think of Vance?
Still reading up on him. I undecided right now. I mean, he's a veteran. He was Marine, so he does have some core values, but I have to look into him more and see where he stands and what like I said, like you're interviewing for a job. Look at his resume. So see what he's done and what he said and that kind of stuff. But
if you also look at his,
he seems like a decent choice. Yeah.
Well, he's also got actually he was on he had a movie called Hillbilly. I noticed, I just realized it as it came up on, it's his story. Here, Hillbilly Elegy. has sold over 600,000 copies in the last 10 days. The film is a top 10 movie on Netflix. It's about his growing up. His mother was a heroin addict. You got to really listen to this story about J.D. Vance and Hillbilly LG. Look it out. This was out.
Okay, yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix and everything that he's been through. Wow. And to come back with the positive outlook on life and the way it is. But you know what? I'm talking also about businesses that are changing. Look at Delta right here. Delta flight cancellations been investigated by U.S. Department of Transportation. In the last 4 or 5 years, am I crazy? It's always something going on with these airlines. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, I mean, American and United especially. Delta's been until as of recent, they've been good. They're one of the only ones that that have actually treated the veterans, with respect and given them priority. So they've done really well.
I did not know that. So what does Delta do? That's great to know, Johnny. What does Delta, compared to the other airlines, do for veterans?
Well, especially if they're bringing a veteran home, they have their own ceremony for the veterans. The sound ceremony for them as they're loading them and unloading them. So they've always been very patriotic, if you want to put it that way. So yeah. American and United. Well, American. You would think American, but yeah,
you would think.
Yeah, they're probably one of the most liberal airlines out there. But yeah, American and United have been awful as far as their cancellations and on time and that kind of stuff, and working with their customers. If things go wrong, customer service has just been awful.
It just seems like that's happening. Customer service at a lot of companies.
And they don't care.
They don't care. It's like when our president said, "Everybody stay home, and we're going to pay you to stay home." Everybody really got lazy, and I think the work ethic is gone compared to what used to be. You hear all these companies saying that we need help, we're understaffed. You can't blame some of these companies that are understaffed because nobody will come into work. No. They're trying. All these restaurants and we're understaffed. Sorry if the service was a little slower. It's not meant that way. They just don't have. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to come to work.
And the kids that were in school during the shutdown, now they're going into the workforce, and they're like, well, things are supposed to be handed to me, aren't they? Why do I need to go to work?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, let's hope it gets better. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Let's talk about Louis Pipes and airtight windows, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. If you're looking for a company for windows and siding, let's go with my good friend Louis Pipes, everybody. He does the job and does it well. And they give you these special offers, which is very, very important to jump on and support local establishments, folks. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. Absolutely, for honesty and quality and dependability, do it right with Airtight. Service in Chicagoland for over 35 years. Do it right with Airtight. Mention Ocean's Pit and Tony and Louis Pipes will take care of you. By the way, great job, Louis Pipes, last night at Positano's. I appreciate it. We got John Guarini, folks, on Chicago Entertainer Concert for Kramer happening August 18th at Shanahan's, 1999 75th Street from 2 to 6. Retrospective, Ebony and Ivory, Christy Knievel, and some of her band members, Ron Starr. A lot of people will be there to provide some entertainment. $25 to get in, folks, and you do have a buffet. There is a cash bar, but the $25, all the money's going to Concert for Kramer, for Robert Kramer, to make sure that hopefully we can get some of his bills paid and get this guy who's looking for some help and needs help right now after a horrible car wreck that happened May 20, and thank God he's still alive. We got a couple minutes left here. Snoop Dogg ABC Snoop Dogg, John. Rapper Snoop Dogg will be the last people to carry the Olympic torch before it's used to light the Olympic flame. There you go, Snoop Dogg. I'm not much. I always liked him because of his attitude. It seems like it is what it is. He's like Keith Richards. These guys should have probably been gone for years ago, but they're still alive. And I just like his attitude. I don't know too much about his music, but I do like his attitude. What do you think about Snoop?
I want to see him take the torch and light a doobie with it.
And light a doobie with it. Just like Keith Richards, when his father died. Keith Richards, when his father died, there was a rumor, and I read his book, and it's true. Supposedly, he took some of his father's ashes and sprinkled it in some, and gave it a snort. Yeah, so that's only Keith. And you know what? When you mention that to Keith Richards, and they go, "Oh, it's Keith. Oh, it's okay." If anybody else did it, we'd be in jail. You racing? What are you, nuts? Oh, but it was Keith. Oh, it's cool. Keith is cool.
Maybe that's why he's still kicking.
That's why. Well, he gets that. You remember for years he was getting that new blood transfusion so he can leave the country because he got in a lot of trouble. I love this one. Stop the lies. She didn't raise $80 million in 24 hours. Donors unfroze $80 million from $90 million frozen. Good point there. Case closed on that one. And another thing, too, Elon Musk, about 3 weeks ago, the media told you that Joe Biden was sharp as a tack. And 2 days ago, the poor guy was basically forced at gunpoint to resign as Democrat nominee. His staff weren't even informed. His staff wasn't even informed. Now, Kamala is the best. And they say that they didn't back him anymore. But then look at this, delusional. The president of Afghanistan disgraced Ukraine war. Israel attacked. China close to take down Taiwan. Russian-Chinese jets today at Alaskan border. Crime high everywhere. Inflation. Weakness internationally. Former president almost killed. This is nuts. This is all that's been happening lately. One thing after another. And I don't get it how some people, they're like, they don't see it. Here we go. If Kamala will lie to you, so honest. I mean, she came out and said that Joe Biden's mentally mentally upset, and then she said he was completely okay, and now she's going to say, so you can't trust almost anything the lady says.
Joe is sharp as a tack, right?
Well, that's what everybody was saying. Sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack. I don't know, guys. I'm just hoping. And here's another great quote I like. Love these quotes you guys send me in. If you don't know my whole story, keep your mouth shut. If you know my whole story, you're an accomplice. Keep your mouth shut. Oh, yeah. We are coming to the end of the hour. I'm just looking for some other stuff here. Here you go. Let's put it this way, and we'll leave it with this. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's accomplishments. These are the accomplishments. Most unpopular president and vice president in history. Recorded low test scores for K-12 students. Declared war on American energy. Lied to the American public about Joe's decline. Tried to jail political rival in the name of democracy. Violent crime skyrocketing. Disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Israel-Hamas war. Ukraine-Russian war. Released terrorists into the country. Record high consumer debt. Record high gas prices in all 50 states. Historic inflation crisis allowed 15 million unvented illegals into this country. It's not like one or two bad things. It's crazy. So, Johnny, I'm only hoping for the best for us, for our kids, for our grandkids, and for the United States of America. We really need it, folks. Yeah. It is to the end of the hour. And even Netflix, if you're a Netflix fan, they just gave Kamala $7 million to support. A lot of people are saying they're getting rid of Netflix. I don't know. We got some dates coming up. Big gig, July 31st will be at Kelsey's Roadhouse for Almost Home Foundation for Dogs. You know, I volunteer for the dogs. You can bring your dogs. All the money is going to the Almost Home Foundation for Dogs. Let's not forget August 3rd back at Norton's in Highland Park. We're going to be in Iowa, Davenport, Iowa on the 4th of August. Back at Taylor Street Italian Fest on the 9th of August. with the main event band. We're excited about that. And back to Lake Geneva on the 24th at Mars. There's a lot more dates. Check the website on that. Birthdays for Friday, July 26th, Karl Malone, the mailman. Former NBA player, 61 years old. Chicago entertainer Irene Mojica celebrating a birthday. Walter Payton, the heart and soul of former Chicago Bear, of course, the great Walter Payton. Cheryl Quinton, Cheryl, Tom's wife from Mojo's Jukebox. Happy birthday, Cheryl. Boy, look at that. Matt LeBlanc from the TV show Friends turns 57 years old. Finn Balor, for all you wrestling fans, 43 years old. Estelle Getty from the Golden Girls, and my good buddy Kurt Calabrese. Happy birthday, guys. And happy 10-year anniversary to Jason and Becky. They are the daughter of Seymour and Rosemary. If you're listening, God bless. All right, folks, last but not least, my good buddy Johnny Guarini. Folks, make sure you check out all his great bands, Red Perspective, Ebony and Ivory. He's with the Kristen Knievel band as well, and Double Treble. Once, hopefully, Robert will come back, and they'll have their dueling pianos together. But their big event coming up August 18th, Shanahan's 1999 75th Street in Woodridge. Concert for Kramer from 2 to 6. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. There is going to be a 50-50 pot. $25 gets you in the door, and there's a free buffet. There is a cash bar. All the money is going to help our friend Robert Kramer, folks. Johnny, I want to appreciate. Thank you for spending an hour with us, buddy. And
can I plug my website real quick?
You can plug anything you want, brother.
So if with all of my groups, if anybody ever wants to check out the schedule and see where I'm playing, they can check it out on my website is guarinimusic.com, and it's my last name Guerrini music.com. Just click the shows tab, and it's got the calendar on there. And hope to see some people. And I want to come out and see your show one time again too, Tony. So
well, we are going to plan. I did tell you this. I did already talk to Ron, and we're supposed to talk everything after the Taylor Street because he's been so busy with that. But we want to plan a gig that we're going to do, Tony Ocean and Friends, and I want to get together with John and bring up some of our people that we all work with and do a concert at the Des Plaines or the Arcada Theater. Ron thought it was a great idea, so I think it's going to be great. And we do it in the fall after all the hot summer stuff and all the free shit is over. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. And you know that, John, real fast, being in the business like him, you notice any slight change sometimes playing inside when in the summer while everybody is outside. Unfortunately, it happens to nightclubs and restaurants in the summer because everybody's doing all the free shit outside. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but they know that.
You got to have the outdoor patio nowadays, so to have the music.
That's it. You're okay if you got the outdoor patio. All right, guys. Tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg, 8 o'clock with the Professor Daryl Armenstadt, and Saturday we'll be at Dirty Nelly's with my band Mojo's Jukebox. Opening for us will be Small Town, tribute to John Cougar Mellencamp Palatine. And Sunday we're leaving for Lake Delton in Wisconsin Dells, doing a little fishing, a little camping. But we will be doing live. We'll be live from the Dells. Back here on Monday, Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Guys, let's thank again our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments. Download the Ace amp for all the rewards and coupons to find out to help you out over there, folks. And don't forget, tell them to grill your Ace off and get $20 off any grill purchase. Ace is the place, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, remember, buy local, shop local, support local establishments, and the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Go see my buddy John Guarini and all his projects, and wish you love, best, man. You have a great time. Guys, be careful.
Thank you so much,
be good.
Tony.
And listen, hey, we're not all going to get along. We're not all going to agree on a lot of the same things. We got to make the best of what we can. Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless you. Nick Sahajas, the piano man, take us out. Bye-bye, guys.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. God bless. Thank you, Johnny. Have a good one, pal.
Thank you.
John Guarini. Go check.